So I hope you get some rest since yesterday, so we can continue today. I would like to welcome if somebody new has joined today. So we are a bit late for 5 minutes because we were waiting for all of potential participants to join. But since you're here, we don't want to to waste your time. So if anybody will be joining us later on, it would be fine as well. So I would suggest, as we agreed yesterday, to start with the information that will be provided by our expert Nilay on PADOR and prospect registration. So, and then later on we will continue with the sessions that were planned for today, and the one with regards to budgeting that has left from yesterday. Okay, so Nilay, if you are ready, please start.
Thank you, Ivana. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Welcome again. Let me just share my screen. Yes, I hope everybody can see. Yes, so as throughout all the information sessions that we held until now, we also mentioned that the submission of your concept note can be done via prospect, and therefore the full application will also be done via prospect. In order to be able to do your submission on prospect, you will need to register firstly on PADOR. And this is obligatory for both natural persons as well as legal persons. I mean, usually for other types of support from the EU, natural persons usually don't need to have a registration. But in this particular case, for this call for proposals, you will need to register on PADOR. And I will show you what to do where. I'm just reminding myself to speak a bit with a less speed. Sorry, usually I speak too fast. So if you already have a PADOR registration, if your organization already has a EuroPaid ID number, all you have to do is get into your account and update it. For those who are new and they don't have a EuroPaid ID number, because first you register on PADOR, then you will acquire your EuroPaid ID number, and then you will be able to make your submission on prospect. So especially if you are new, it might be a bit difficult to find PADOR and prospect. Previously, it was easier. Once you Googled it up, it was easily visible. But right now, you can most easily find it on this particular link here. What you are seeing is a guideline that we have recently prepared, especially in relation to CS Cypriot Civil Society in Action 8 call. So it's a bit particular for this call, and it's focusing more on the current stage that we are in, which is the concept note submission stage. Later on along the line, I mean, once we get to the second stage, which is the submission of the full application, then we will provide you another set of a manual guideline so that it will be also easier for you to know exactly what to do then. So currently, at the CNE stage, the lead applicant, whether a natural person or a legal person, will need to have the registration before the submission of the concept note. The co-applicants, they can have it done later. I mean, there's no, of course, there's nothing preventing them also to get their registration now. But as for the guidelines of this call, they can also postpone it until the submission of the full application. So this is the link where you will find PADOR. And once clicking here, you will be then redirected to EU login page. And this is what will appear in front of you. You will need to click here to create an account. Then enter some basic information like name and email. And then you will receive a password. I mean, you will receive an email to create your password. You will need to repeat this step twice because there should be at least 2 users registered to PADOR. So you will have to do this twice for each applicant. I mean, at least 2 users for each applicant. And then once you are logged in via EU login, sorry, this will be the landing page of PADOR. This is what you will see. So if you already have a PADOR and you are not sure of the status of your registration, you can just search through this search organization button on the left-hand side. And if you do have your registration, I mean, if it's still valid, it will appear here, and then you will update it. You will update this organization account. If you don't have a registration, then you will click here to create organization. But then this will appear in front of you, and you will need to search again because if you don't, in order to avoid duplication, you are obliged to make a search first, make sure that your organization does not exist, an account in the name of your organization does not exist, and then you will be able to create. If you don't hit this button, you will not be able to hit this other button where you can actually create your PADOR profile. And once you are in, you will see this particular page where there are 4 different sections that you will need to provide information on. The first one is the profile section, and you will enter the organization's name, phone numbers, the basic contact information, the addresses, postal code, and later on you are asked some specific information. Sorry, the screenshot does not include the whole page there, but then you are asked to provide some legal data as well, like the statutes where you are established, the sort of information. One thing to bear in mind when
sorry, Nilay, I'm sorry for cutting you. Just can you zoom a bit more because people are
sure.
asking.
Yes. Is it enough like this? A bit more?
Maybe a bit more.
A bit more, okay. So now I guess these bits are, the screenshots are also visible now? Yeah?
Yes,
okay.
They are.
Okay, lovely. So especially one thing to bear in mind is the requirements of this particular platform of PADOR. Sometimes they are not fully in parallel with the requirements of the call for proposals guidelines. So in order to avoid any clashes and in order to guide you better, we have provided additional information in red. So these will tell you what is required, what will be required when. So for instance, this legal entity file, despite that PADOR, when you are creating your PADOR profile, it is an obligatory document. As per the guidelines, it will be only required at later stage, at stage 3, which is required from the provisionally selected applicants. Not at the CN stage, not at the second stage, which is the full application stage, but later at the first stage, if you are provisionally selected. So to avoid extra burden on you, we have indicated this. You are of course free to upload this now as well, but latest at these particular stages which are marked in red, you will be obliged to provide them. So Yes, at this bit, legal data, which is not fully shown in this screenshot, the organizations will need to provide statutes or law, their articles of association. And of course, as natural persons are also eligible applicants under this call, they will need to provide their a copy of their identification in the slot where usually the statutes or law are uploaded. So this table will show you what to upload where. And as you can see, differentiated for both the legal entities and for natural persons. Another thing, let me show you on this screenshot. The slots where there is an asterisk, those are the obligatory sections for PADOR. So if you don't fill these out, the system will not let you to proceed and save and continue and move on to the next sections. So when we look at this table, for instance, the legal entity file is obligatory according to PADOR, but according to the guidelines, it's not obligatory yet. So if you like, and you don't want to fill this form out right now, you can just upload an empty document at the moment so that you can actually proceed. So we are sort of like tricking the system in order to be able to proceed and get ourselves our PADOR profile for now. And then when it is actually required as per the guidelines, we will be submitting those. So for the registration document, which is required from legal persons, legal entities, that's where you will, the organizations will upload their registration document. And for natural persons, for individual researchers, they will be uploading a bank account book or a bank statement. This was also asked yesterday under the during the Q&A section. This bank book or the statement is not for financial purposes to indicate, you know, to show anything as regards of the financial capacity, but it's only it will only serve as a proof for ID at the concept note stage. One thing to bear in mind while uploading documents, you will be required to upload both the originals and the English translation if the originals are not in English, as the system does not accept multiple uploading of documents. You will need to zip them up and upload them together. Here in this section, we provided some important information that, you know, as per the guidelines, I mean, the eligible types of applicants must be choosing these particular information when they are creating their profile on the profile section of PADOR. So, I mean, as per the guidelines, you have to be established in Cyprus. So you will choose Cyprus when you are filling out PADOR. And the others are like private and public law body for legal form. And of course, if you are an organization, you will need to choose NGO. And as for profit making, it should be no for everybody, because otherwise, in any case, you are not eligible to apply for this call for proposals. Yes, there are some additional data that you can, I mean, additional information that you can follow while filling out this particular section, the first section, profile section. And the second section is the financial data section. Only the lead applicants will be required to provide financial data, but not at this particular stage, later in the second stage, full application stage. So currently, I mean, if you are a co-applicant, immediately as you hit this slot and you choose co-applicant, all this data section will be disabled for you. So you will see that you are not required to fill out anything under this financial section. But if you are a lead applicant and you hit this slot and you choose the lead applicant, then you will need to provide some information here to be able to again proceed. So as per the guidelines, you're not obliged to provide financial data right now. So in order to, if you don't want to enter your information currently now, you can just enter 0 for all these slots and you can move on. Or if you want to do it now, you are welcome to do it now as well. So these are the basic information, you know, financial information. And if you have, well, the legal persons do have their yearly accounts, so those will be provided here. And for the natural persons, they will provide some bank account information, but I don't want to confuse you right now. This is for the second stage, for full application stage, and we will be providing you more information about that later. So let's move on. The first section here, I mean, we have covered profile, financial data, and we are at the first section, which is the user list. Currently, you will see just one account, which is mine. In order to be able to complete your profile, you will need to add at least a second user here. So therefore, first you will need to get registered on EU login, and then you can add a user. If they don't have a EU login registration first, you will not be able to add their email here. So first you need to do that, do the EU login. So yes, at least 2 users here, and you can choose their capacity. I mean, their full capacity is, you know, signing the profile, or you can limit their capacity here. And then we move on to the last section. In the last section, which is the signature section, you will just click these slots to show that you declare that the information is correct and that you have you are providing information in line with PADOR. And then once you sign it, your PADOR registration, your PADOR profile will be created. And immediately as you do that, you will receive your EuroPaid ID number. So until here, this is what you have to do on PADOR. Basically, you will be done with it once you sign it and receive your EuroPaid ID number. Then on the same page, on the left-hand side, you will see prospect. And the prospect is the platform, the system where you will be uploading your applications, your concept note at this stage, and later on your full application. And once you hit prospect, this is what you will see. There is a calls to apply section. Actually, you need to hit that, and then all the open calls right now, currently open calls, will appear in front of you, and you will need to choose the relevant call for proposals, which is the Cypriot Civil Society in Action 8, and you hit this apply button. Then, of course, as this call for proposals have 3 different lots, you will need to choose the relevant lot that you are applying under. So whether it's the lot 1, lot 2, or lot 3, you will need to hit one of them and then carry on. And once you do that, the actual prospect will appear, which has like 5 different sections to be filled out, and also the overview section. Here you will see, I mean, in a bit contradiction to what I've been telling you about natural persons, you can see that there are 3 different options here in regards to whether you have an EuroPaid ID number or not. You can hit yes, no, or natural person. So under this call for proposals, you shouldn't be hitting natural person. You should all hit yes, and then once you do that, a button appears and you enter your EuroPaid ID number. So whether you are a legal person or a natural person, all the applicants will need to click yes. Then all the information that you have already provided in PADOR will automatically appear here. You will not, you won't need to provide again all the contact information that you already did. And then you can jump to the project section, which is quite important because you will be providing the title of the action, the amount that you are requesting from the EU contribution amount, the percentage, the indicative, the duration of the action, and also the location. I mean, these are pretty crucial information, and they have to be very much in line with the rules of the guidelines. So please check the minimum and maximum amounts of grant, EU contribution, check the minimum and maximum duration, as well as percentage of the grant. And here, all applicants will need to enter Cyprus because the main location of action for these projects will be Cyprus. Plus, if you have other additional activities somewhere else, you can enter those countries too. And every time when you are finishing a section, please don't forget to save and continue, because otherwise you will not be able to get it done fully. Co-applicants, they don't need to register right now. They are obliged to do it at the full application stage, second stage, but they can, if they want, they can do it now as well. So we move on to the fourth section, which is where you actually submit your concept note. And once you're in this section, you will see that there are two slots. The concept note slot, you upload it here. And then there is a slot where only the lead applicant will need to apply, submit their declaration. This declaration is on the 7th page of the concept note attached annex, which can be found on WebGate site that we have provided you. So it's one document together, the concept note and this declaration as an annex, but you will have to separate them. You will need to, of course, prepare your concept note and upload it, and separately sign this declaration and upload it on this second slot. And you are asked not to provide any further documentation here, just the concept note and the declaration for the lead applicant at the moment. You save and continue. And once you are in this overview section, all the information that you have provided and the documents that you have uploaded will be visible. So you can do one last check before you actually submit them. And this is the very critical page where you just click here and you declare that you have read and accepted terms and conditions, and then you are submitting your concept note. Once you hit submit, there's no turning back. So please, when you are on the overview section, do your checks and controls carefully, because then you won't be able to make any modifications on the submitted concept note. So that's that. Please follow these guidelines when you are registering on PADOR. If you have any problems, of course, you can contact us on this email and phone number. We can arrange appointments for you and provide you one-on-one support. If you like, you can come to our office as well. So please use your time wisely and get this PADOR registration done sooner than later, so that we also have enough time to support you fully. And then if you have any problems during the submission on prospect, we can also have time to support you. So enjoy the rest of your day. I'll give the floor to Ivana to continue. Thank you.